So here's my rant with people who have unrealistic expectations. Okay, let's use like this asshole or just like this superficial jerk you know in school, and they'll say stuff like, I want a female who's skinny, she's physically fit, she doesn't smoke, she has to be gorgeous, she has to be smart, she has to be intelligent, she has to have a job. Okay, one, you're like extremely limiting yourself because you know okay, think about it. If you name all of that in a female, what makes you think that she would want you? And if so, if you would find a female like that, why would they be on the internet looking for someone else? Like I don't know. I just don't get it with some people. It's just like their expectations. It's like their expectations like oversee their reality. So they sit here and they're like bitter because what they expected was nothing that they were ever going to get in their reality. You might have this person that who does extremely bad in school, and they'll be like, I'm going to go to college. I want this 4-year degree and like nursing, and I have to be like super intelligent, and like I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Like I'm going to take like calculus, and calculus 1 and 2, and I'm going to take physics, and I'm going to take all this advanced classes, even though in reality you're not, like, in reality, I'm not saying that you're not dumb or you can't do it, but in reality, maybe you can't do that. I mean, maybe there's some people who are like, I'm going to take this super hard class. And not saying that you're dumb or not saying that you can't do it, but it's just that some people just can't, you just probably can't achieve it. And the thing about it is that I'm not saying, like, you're supposed to be, like, this bitter, like, cynical asshole. But just be more realistic, choose something that that you're able to do, or something that you could possibly, have in the future. Because, I mean, my thing about it, especially with online dating, you'll see, like, people, they want, like, a guy who's, like, 6 feet tall, super attractive, has to have nice hair, has to have, a cute tattoo, has to have a great relationship with his family. That is fine and dandy. And I love that there's people who are out like that in the world where they want someone to be that decent. But, in reality, a lot of people like that really don't exist. Like, virtually almost no one exists like that, And then the thing about it, I hate to say it, but those people do exist. What makes you think that they would want you? Don't you think that if they had all of that going on with them, do you think that they would want to find someone else who's on their level? And I know that with a lot of people, they want to date people who aren't on their level. And that's my problem. It's like, you want your guy, your girl to be like this awesome and just hooked up. But the thing about it, you're not hooked up like that either. So, why would you want to be in a relationship with someone who's, really super duper awesome and they're successful and they got all this and got all of that, but you lack to have at least 50% of what they have? And that's usually like my problem with that whole scenario, is that people just, they let their expectations oversee their realities. And there are some people, when they go to high school, they're like, you know what, I'm in high school now, it's all about parties, I'm gonna have a fun time, I'm gonna be popular. And then by the end of, like, senior year, they realize that they aren't popular, they didn't get much friends as they want. It's not, it's, the thing about it is, it's reality. Not everyone's gonna have a bunch of friends. Not everyone's gonna be super duper popular. Not everyone's gonna be that way. And then, like, I just don't get people like that. They want so much in return, but they don't give anything out, and they want all these things that don't exist in life. If you really think that. If you really let your expectations oversee your reality, and see, the problem is that people don't realize that their expectations is like overseeing their reality. I mean, like, hey, I'm not saying like you have to be like, super duper negative, cynical asshole, but I'm just simply saying that, you need to think realistically think realistically about the relationships that you're going to have. Think realistically about the education that you're going to pursue. I'm not bringing everyone down. I think people are stupid. I'm not saying that you can't do anything, but not everyone can get into the medical field. Not everyone can, get into technology. Not everyone can get into the engineering field. So maybe the thing that you wanted to do in your life, maybe that you just can't pursue it because it's not that you're not a great person, but it's just that maybe you just can't do it. I mean, there's some people out there who are singers and they want to be the biggest singer alive, but they just don't sound good. There's some people who want to be the greatest football player, but they're just not that great at football. So you really have to, and if they end up so hurt in their lives because they fantasize about what is going to happen, all the stuff that's happening inside their mind, but it's really not going to happen, in the future. So, like I said, to end this note off, think realistically more about your life and think realistically about what's going to happen rather than what you want to happen. That's all I have to say. Bye, guys.